All right, now we're gonna focus on the first contact, okay? So I'm just gonna go through some basic ball control stuff that we do. I feel like the first contact, the dig, the pass, is super critical. It's critical indoor, but it's also, you know, there's so much more contacts for each individual player in the sand than they would indoor, unless you're, you know, a setter touches the ball a lot. But you gotta touch the ball all the time, so it's important to understand the rhythm and the feeling and the conditioning of how a sand game works, okay? So I'm gonna have these 4 guys help me demonstrate. We're first gonna have you guys grab a partner, and we're gonna do just a 4-corner drill, and we'll do it 12 times. So the way this happens is that we'll have one person in the middle setting the ball. We have 2 over here and 2 over there. So each of you have a ball, okay? And Jill, we're gonna have you, Jill, I want to have you demonstrate it, and then Bobby, you're gonna be in the middle here, middle front, and you have the ball. So Bobby, you're gonna toss one ball here, and one ball here, and then one ball there, and one ball there, and we're gonna go continuous. It's just 4 corners, and she's gonna pass it to the center each time. He's gonna use his hands, and she will just flow into the next one, and it's just a continuous drill. We do 12 total, so you guys will do the same thing. It's 4 corners, 1 short, deep, short, like a figure 8. So go ahead. You guys, yeah. So as soon as she passes, she's moving on to the next one. Keep going. No. We'll do 12 total, 12 contacts. Yeah, so the person at the net, we'll do it 12 times. So just basically, we're making sure that both feet are on the ground balanced. He's coming up through the ball. Sorry, Dave, it's deep, short, figure 8. Figure 8, so deep, then short, deep, then short. Okay, so Jill's here, she's passing, she's going. Okay, we want the person at the net to use their hands, Bobby. Use your hands, Bobby. Okay. Bobby, use your hands and face your target each time. Turn this to the target. Okay. Okay, a simple drill, but you'll be surprised. Indoor people kind of sprint. They don't understand like the flow to the game. There's sort of like there's a rhythm to sand volleyball. Conservation of energy is really important. So he's kind of breathing through this. As soon as he passes, he should go right here, passes, and then he runs to the next one. You don't necessarily need to get behind it, but what's important to realize, okay? All right, you guys can hold the balls. What's important to realize when you're getting to the corners is just to be balanced and to come through the ball, okay? Not to be like just, you know, doing whatever with the ball, but what happens is there'll be a lot of elements, there'll be wind. If you're not balanced and the wind blows, you'll shank that ball, okay? So if you're just kind of just doing this thing and then the wind blows, you won't be able to get the ball to your spot. So it's very important to be balanced. I talked like kind of being like a ninja on defense, right? So you're always sort of balanced in a nice position, but balancing, passing, and coming through the ball. Because ultimately, when you're passing the ball, you're pretty much going to hit, okay? So we do a series of ball control drills of all different styles, but another one that we'll do is I call a V. So we'll pass, Jill, you go again. Bobby will hand set to the middle back. Then we go short, then back to the middle back, then short, then back to the middle back, and I want you to pass. You're gonna run to the short, just pass it short, just turn, pass it back, and then backs. So it's a V. Deep, short, and we'll do it 12 times. That's the letter V, so she goes short, she runs back, okay? Short, perfect, Jill. Good. So she needs to concentrate out of that 12 to get it into his hands every single time. If he has to take more than one step, then we would not count that. We'd make sure that they're really focusing on getting it right to the target every single time. Obviously, ball control, very, very critical in sand. Okay, so there's a little bit of sprinting. He's backpedaling, and that's not quite as efficient. So Bobby, I want you to flow a little bit more, Bobby. So pass and kind of get the rhythm of it. Get there and pass, turn. Okay, get back and just kind of be in rhythm of this drill. Good. Okay, if you sprint into it, you're fatiguing yourself unnecessarily, and this is all like conservation of energy is so critical. If you look at Misty in between games, she's kind of just casual and moving around, right? You have a long match. It's hard to walk in the sand. Okay, it's hard to jump in the sand. So if you're wasting energy, sometimes we like to put a heart rate monitor on our athletes, and if they're at 180 in this drill, they're inefficient. They're sprinting, they're holding their breath. There's something wrong with them biomechanically or physiologically, right, that we have to fix. And if I didn't have that device, I wouldn't really be able to tell. Okay, typically, I have trained with Jill, so I know that girls tend to be a little bit more of the rhythm and a little bit not muscle through it initially. Okay, so that's just the first contact. Any questions about that? Okay, so we do a whole bunch of different variations every single time. We just do whatever kind of variations. I'm sure whatever you do indoor, you can do it here. But the important thing is to know is that the rhythm and the movement, and then making sure that you hit that the location. Okay.